So we're back with another one of my fantastic videos. I'm not the video guy Lee, who does video reviews for DRN. Is way better at videos, but this time at least I've got audio. So we were sent this laser level, Huepar is how I'm going to pronounce it. It's Huepar Pro. Now my original plan with this was to retile my kitchen. We've had a hold up on the tiles, but I didn't want to hold up the guys at Huepar. So I found some other projects to do that this relatively inexpensive laser level is brilliant at. So the first thing, I've got to put up some photographs. I've been a photographer and a photographer and a photographer. Been a photographer in a past life, and I've got loads of photos in a hard drive, in lots of hard drives. 220,000 of them, in fact, dating back to 2001 for my digital stuff. And I really want to put some up on the wall. I've got you can't see over here, but in my office, I've got a blank wall and I want to put photos up along there. But I also have another guitar that I want to put up there. Now, obviously the distance between these two guitars is easy to ascertain. I've got my tape measure here, and all I do is measure between the two guitar stands that I've already put on the wall. I've screwed them into the stud that's up there. All I do is measure halfway and put another one in the middle. Easy. What I didn't realise, and until I got this, I didn't realise, is that the ceiling is actually not level. There's a 10mm drop between there and there. So if I go to measure from the roof, or from the ceiling, to where I put the guitar rack, the guitar holder, the claw, there's a difference between that gap and that gap. And I didn't realise that until I had this laser level. So one thing that this laser level is brilliant at doing, it has vertical and horizontal lines. It has two of each. It's a 4x laser. I think that's a 360x4. And the easiest way for me, a rank DIY, to use this is to put it on something solid. In this case, I'm using an old photography light stand. And turning it on. It's got a switch on the front here that you can just turn it off, turn it on. Alternatively, it's got buttons on the side here, horizontal, vertical, that you can use to, if you want to lock off the light. We'll talk about that later. The easiest way to use it is to put it on the stand, put the battery on, and by the way, the battery doubles as a little USB-C charger, a USB charger. You charge it via USB. You also can power things via USB. You charge it on the other side via USB-C, but you can power USB-A things on the back there. You put your battery in and you turn it on, and that's it. You can hear if you're out of level by more than 3 degrees. It beeps. So when it's level, it's quiet. So what I want to do is I want to take my guitars down, and it's my acoustic bass, and that's my nylon, and it might be a little OCD of me, but I have a nylon, a steel string, and a bass all in the same series, which is, yeah, a little OCD. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And what I want to do is I want to make sure the bottom screw of the new hanger, which I have on order, which hasn't arrived yet, strangely, is in exactly the same place on that level line. So I wait until it's level. And the first thing I realized is that when I put these first two in, I almost got it right. The first ones I would have used, see, I probably should have had a longer level to do that, but I used what I had at the time. You can see that the screw on that one is almost right on the green laser line. The green laser line is super easy to see. And then the screw on that one is just like maybe 2 mil above it. So it's close enough. So, oh, wow, look how the floor in this office it moves. The builder did that, not me. So all I need to do is to come up here and mark a small dot there, which is going to show me where the bottom screw on the bracket, and because the bracket's the same size, if I put the screw in the same place, the bracket will be in the same place. Right in the middle. Now, that's an easy job. That's great. You don't need to have levels and blah. There's the line. Draw your thing, put your thing up. Job's a good one. What I wanted to do was to transcribe that line around the room so I could see on that side, because what I'm going to use is hooks, but with stainless steel hangers that go to behind my framed photos. And I wanted them in exactly the same spot. And it's the same story again. From the ceiling to where I want those hangers is on a slight angle. So I've got a 10 mil fall across that gap there, but I want them level. So by using this laser line, it gives me the exact same height on the other side of the room. I mark off where I want them, I put them up, and they're level. And for somebody, that like, I may have walked into a friend's house before and corrected where they're, if their pictures in their hallways and just slightly up. This thing is an absolute godsend. Now I'm going to use that for this job, that job, and also downstairs where the ceilings are higher and it's harder to get your distance between the ceiling and where you want to hang your framed prints. I've got a couple of bits of artwork up that I'm on the level that I've chosen. I want to transcribe that line again around the other side of the room, and I'll take you down there in a minute and I'll show you. And so putting this in the room, right, well, it's better if I show you, I think. Okay, so I'm hoping the rain doesn't spoil the sound. I'm hoping the dog doesn't spoil the video. We're downstairs. We've looked at our picture framing hanging catastrophe upstairs with our different fall. So the roof is a lot higher here, and you might be able to hear it in the echo of the room. So what I've done, I've put my laser level there. The Huepar Pro is sitting in the middle of my lounge room. And the trouble I had is that I've got the hanging point of this round artwork. I've got a mirror over there on the wall. I've got the hanging point of it. So they're roughly middle. I hung them without any presence of mind to what I might want to do down the track. I don't know if you can see in the dark down there, but down here in the hallway, and I'll show you in a minute, you can see the line from the laser comes all the way down the hallway along the top of these prints that we've got in the hallway. There's another one that's going to go there, and there's the top line of the print. It means that I don't have to, the ceiling height here is different to the ceiling height there, to the ceiling height on the other side of the arch. They're all different. So I can measure from the floor, but the floor is also different from here. I mean, you can approximate, and people with a bit of brains, okay, not me, can do all that stuff. If you just want to make sure you know exactly where you've got to put your stuff, you put a laser level in the middle of your room and it shoots a line all the way around. So when I need to put my set of prints across here, they're going to be exactly where I need them to be. I could measure, that'd work fine. If I had a long level, that'd work fine. But a one-person sort of project, I've got, and I'm not saying it's impossible, it's very possible, but this just makes it so much easier. So I've got 1270 from the ceiling to my line there. And I'm quite sure this will be the same, but then I was quite sure that upstairs would be the same as well. Yeah, that's 1270. So I could mark my line across there. I could grab a level, make it work. But then, as I said, going down the hallway here with a different floor height, a different ceiling height, I'll just take you down there and show you what I'm talking about. So if we go down here, you can see the laser line just protrudes straight into the hallway and straight along the top of my prints here. So I know exactly where I want to put my prints. There's my cute dog. And using this, I can do exactly what I need to do. Once I get this done, then you can see there's a stairwell over there. And I'd really like to do like a set of black and white photographs from our travels or something like that, the kids growing up. And I want to put them on the wall going up the staircase. Something you can do with this guy is, I mentioned these buttons around here before. So if you turn your horizontal light on, I've got to remember how to do it because I've only used these once. I use them on the shed outside. Oh, I think you turn it on with that one. That's it. Oh, and it says, okay. I don't know what the red light means on the battery because on the battery here we've got 4 green. But I suppose I should probably read about that. Now, what this does, turning the laser on at the side, it locks your the pendulum in there so that it doesn't automatically, adjust to level. So you can see when I tip it over like that, it doesn't beep, 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 beep. But what it does do is it flicks on and off every now and then, and that'll tell you that it's out of level. And thank you, we know that, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I have got a ball head for this tripod, and I can get my height in my stairwell based off this height of where I want my framing, my prints to hang, where I want the mount points. And I can set the laser level at the bottom of the stairwell and project the line. As you can see on the wall there, it's on the angle I want, or it will be on the angle I like. That's where we want it. Ow. So what this means is that you can come into your stairway, mark your heights, chuck your line up between them. Oi, what's with all the sniffing? Hop out the way. So you mark your heights off your handrail, you put your line up, and then you've got a perfect line between those 2 points. It just makes things so much easier. Now, I've got it, you don't have to undo everything and blah, blah, blah. What you can do is you turn this guy off like that, and you turn him on with the main switch, and you can hear that it's beeping, and that means that it's more than 3 degrees out of level. So all you do is you use your brain, you pop it in level, at which point it's able to give you a level horizon. I'm almost there. Oh, I've got to go that way. And that is why you use a level, because your eyes sometimes aren't right, despite you thinking they are. Look at that beautiful green line all the way down there and all the way around and all the way down. Yeah, it's fantastic. So let's go and have a look at what comes in the box with the Huepar Pro laser level. ZK04CG, that's quite a mouthful. I just called it the Huepar Pro all the way through my video, and that's I guess what it is. Beast of a unit, very strong construction, aluminium, plastic and rubber on all the corners where you're going to donk it on things. I don't know how careful you have to be with these, given that there's the penduluming kind of laser thing going on, but I've been reasonably careful with it. On the base, you can see it's got a 1/4 20 mount there, 1/4 inch 20 turn, and that's going to mount to most of your, so for example, if I whip a regular tripod plate, this is from the Crazy Folk at Three-Legged Thing, if I whip that out, that's going to screw straight into the base there, so you can basically, well, I haven't got a tool to do that, but there you go. That'll tighten up straight onto the bottom, and you can attach it to a camera tripod. I didn't do that in this case. In this review, I used a light stand, so I could get it up nice and high, and that's what I used outside as well. Right, let's have a look at the, well, let's go over the basics. Comes with this Li-ion battery. It's USB-C chargeable. It also has USB-C if you need to charge your phone. It's got USB-C and USB-A. It lasts about 10 hours and it takes about 5 hours to charge. Got this little guy, which is would remind you of something in a car workshop. If you're using the laser on a flat surface, you can prop it on there and you can very micro incrementally adjust the height up and down there. It comes with this snazzy pair of green glasses which help you to see the green light when you're using it in less than ideal conditions. I haven't had to use those. I found the laser really bright, so I mean, wear them around for your kids' enjoyment if you like. Does come with USB-C, USB-A to USB-C charging cable, and it also comes with a wall adapter. It's 5 volt 2 amp. Most little power supplies are around there. I haven't had to use that because I've been using a power board in my workshop that has a USB-C plug on it, so I just plug it straight into that. Now, the main brackets and the main stands that it come with is this little guy, upside down, Miss Jane. So what this is if you mount it upside down, well, I call it upside down, it's not upside down. If you mount it up this way, you can sit the laser on top of it. You've got rotational, in and out, up and down adjustment. You can also, if you're attaching this to the top of, say, plasterboard or something like that, you can also mount this bracket on the top of your laser. That goes in there. That goes in there. And I mean, you want to do it up reasonably tightly so the thing doesn't crash to the floor. But then that can just be hanging and projecting on the job site. Also comes with a remote. See the remote up there? Comes with a remote and a laser target. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm a DIYer. I'm in my house. I haven't used the remote because I've been standing right next to the laser level pretty much at all times, so I haven't had to use that. And I haven't had to use the target. From what I read, and proper builder types will probably correct me, but from what I read, you use the target at the other end of a job site when it's kind of hard to see your laser line and you want to get it lined up perfectly. I guess that is a handy thing. I haven't had to use it. I'm not sure that that's its use, but I probably should read up on that. Now, as I said right at the start of this, I wanted to use this for a tiling job. I've never done tiling before, but it's on my DIY list. I'm waiting for these tiles to come in. They're a specific 1-inch, 3-inch subway type arrangement that the people I get them from haven't got any at the moment. They're waiting on a shipment. So hopefully that'll be soon, and I'll chuck up a video once that's good and done. But for now, that's been my unboxing / review / use case for a DIYer of the Huepar Pro laser level. And from me, that'd be a 5 stars because this thing has changed how I do stuff and made things very easy. So good job, Huepar. Thanks a lot. Thumbs up. She's not a cat, I promise.